All right, welcome back to part two. We're, I don't know, about 2.5 hours into this flight. Part one obviously was that insane climb out, the crazy turbulence out of Coeur d'Alene. 18.05 day or 3 Bravo, good day.
Going to 118.05 day or 3 Whiskey Bravo.
You can see I'm still having to handle the ATC myself.
Minneapolis Center day or November 3.
Anyway, we had that crazy climb out of Coeur d'Alene, and now we're closing in on Duluth. Waiting to whoops. Down to 17,000 there, Whiskey Bravo.
Descend and maintain 17,000 feet day or 3.
I actually don't mind handling the ATC on approaches and climb outs and stuff. It's just the throttle back. It's just having to tend to it. I don't know about you, but if you have a 3-hour flight, it's Saturday. I got stuff to do. I can't sit at my computer for 3 hours. I have to go. For example, I mowed the lawns today. I cleaned out the garage, all during this flight. So, I'm sorry, but there's stuff to do. And, being able to delegate air traffic control, which is mostly ministerial on cruise, shouldn't be a big deal. So, I'm still researching some of the underlying issues that are contributing to this problem, but it's not the end of the world. We're descending, increase our descent rate actually to 1,800 feet per second. For 1,800 feet per second, can you imagine? 1,800 feet per minute. I don't know, this is a minor but an interesting issue, why we're off track. We should be on this line. Slightly off. But even more interestingly, on my ForeFlight app, we're spot on. Throttle back a little more. We're right where we need to be. We have had an incredible tailwind this whole flight. That terrible turbulence finally ended when we got just east of the Rocky Mountains. It just dissipated. We've had clear air basically since then. So now we're descending. ForeFlight showing us 14 minutes from Duluth. Obviously more than that because we're going to keep slowing. We are going to be approaching the ILS runway 09 at Duluth, so let's go ahead and enter that info. ILS frequency at Duluth runway 09 is 110.3, so we'll do that at
Air Canada 145 contact Minneapolis Center on
Air Canada, nice. 110.3, we'll enter that at nav1. nav2 for the Duluth VORTAC 112.6.
134.75 Air Canada 145.
Switch over to here on PFD settings. Again, bearing 1, nav 1, no data. I expect that. Nav 2. 82 miles from DLH. You see that DLH, Delta Lima Hotel? That's the Duluth VORTAC that we're tagging. Just at the outskirts of the airport. So that's good. That gives us information about how far we are from Duluth. Hold up the approach plate on ForeFlight for ILS runway 09. Airport elevation is 1428. Approach course is 093. Minimums are 1628. Initial approach fix, IAF, is PYULA, Papa Yankee Uniform Lima Alpha, at which we should be at 3,300 feet. So there you go. We're still hauling ass with a 32 knot tailwind. So that may be interesting in terms of where we are altitude-wise as we close in on the airport. Again, remembering that our initial approach fix, which, as if memory serves from the plate, is about 6 miles from the airport, is at 3,300. Remember, that's 3,300 MSL, not AGL. The airport itself, as I already mentioned a moment ago, is at 1,428 feet. So the IAF, initial approach fix, is we need to be at 3,300 feet.
Air 3 Whiskey Bravo, contact Minneapolis Center on 127.9er.
27.9, Air 3 Whiskey Bravo, good day.
127.9er for Air 3 Whiskey Bravo.
Minneapolis Center, this is Air 3 Whiskey Bravo with you at flight level 217 for flight level 210.
Minneapolis Center, Air November 343 Whiskey Bravo is at flight level 215, descending 17,000 feet.
17,000, oops.
November 343 Whiskey Bravo.
My bad.
Minneapolis Center, continuous plan.
I don't know how I came to be under the impression that we were supposed to be descending to 21,000. Anyway, we'll maintain our descent at 1,800 feet per minute. Again, I'm a big fan of doing math, basic, well, actually I hate math, but basic arithmetic. And we're 56 miles, 56 NM, 56 nautical miles from our next waypoint, which is CFBSJ, Charlie Foxtrot Bravo Sierra Juliet. If you look here, there is CFBSJ, which is, it's not the initial approach fix.
Whiskey Bravo, you are 65 miles west. Descend and maintain 11,000 feet. Expect vectors ILS runway 9er approach.
Acknowledge that.
Delta 3 Whiskey Bravo, descend and maintain 5,000 feet.
So we're 65.
Delta 3 Whiskey Bravo, descend and maintain 3,300 feet.
Jesus Christ. 65 miles west, or descending down to 3,300. Acknowledge
Descend
that.
and maintain 3,300 feet. Expect vectors ILS runway 9er approach. Air 3 Whiskey Bravo.
Again, 3,300 is not a randomly selected number. It's the number I just mentioned a moment ago. That's the altitude we need to be at our IAF, our initial approach fix. So everything's okay right now. Anyway, you noticed he said we were 65 miles west. This, on the MFD, shows that we're 49 miles. I think when he said that, we said 53 miles. Anyway, what this is telling us is that how far we are from our next waypoint, which is CFBSJ. So you can do some I'll deal with ForeFlight here in a second with regard to our nearest altimeter. Anyway, you can do some math. 65 miles from Duluth, we were 53 miles from CFBSJ, so now we know that the distance from CFBSJ to Duluth is 12 miles. So that's useful. Anyway, as I mentioned, ForeFlight has just told us that our nearest altimeter is 3004. Let's go ahead and adjust our altimeter to 3004. And then we'll press the B key. And let's see how close Microsoft has got it. Press B. 2998. Okay, so it's a little different from nearest altimeter information in real time. So this is a straight in approach. There's an aircraft right there headed out. But they want us landing on runway 09 to the east. 3 hours ago when I did all this weather checking, the winds were from the east. So we'll see if there's any issues there. We have a 28 knot tailwind right now, which is nothing to sneeze at. It's an aircraft, as you can see on the MFD right here, headed in our direction. So I'm keeping an eye out for him. Again, cleared down to 3,300. I've pre-programmed that in to our altitude selector, showing us 36 miles, and more importantly, 7 minutes from a waypoint we now know to be 12 miles from the airport. 12 minutes. I'm sorry, 12 miles. We're 7 minutes out from that waypoint and descending at 1,800 feet per minute. Let's round that up. 2,000 feet per minute times 7 minutes is 14,000 feet. Meaning, since we're at 13,100 feet, we're descending more steeply than we need to. So we will shallow out our descent rate, which I'm happy to do because it'll slow us down. Current knots indicated airspeed is 216 and slowing. 12,600 and descending. Still showing us, or now showing us, 6 minutes and 51 seconds. You see how that's moving very slowly. 650, 649, 640. Anyway, you get the idea. That's only because the aircraft is slowing. So the computer is correcting the estimated time en route. Obviously, if you go slower, it will take longer to get to the next waypoint. Let's assume 6 minutes now to our next waypoint, descending at 1,000 feet per minute. 6 times 1 is 6, I think. 6,000 feet down from where we are now, we're at 12,000 feet. 12,000 minus 6,000 is, I think it's 6,000. And remember, we need to be at 3,300. Not at our next waypoint, but at the waypoint just past that, which you can see here is this one right here, which is PYULA, Papa Yankee Uniform Lima Alpha, which is our approach fix, at which we need to be at 3,300. So a nice part about this is that we're not approaching or handling this landing in any kind of crazy weather. It's a straight-in approach. There's no weird turns or anything like that. There's no obstacles, mountains, or at least nothing to cause us to get white-knuckled. So I take all that to mean that we're doing well. 10,700 feet, now showing 5.5 minutes. So we have 5 more minutes to go. 5.5 more minutes. So that out of 1,000 feet per minute is 5,500 feet. We're at 10,500 feet. That's 5,000 feet on the button at our next waypoint. Now, the waypoint beyond that, we need to be at 3,300. So we could probably stand to increase our descent rate a little. Again, we can see beautiful day. Really pretty out. I don't know what the air temperature is on the ground here in northern Minnesota and Duluth. I've been to this area several times. Duluth, even further north, up by Lake Vermilion, almost near the Canadian border. We're actually right on the Canadian border. I really love it. If I won the lottery, I would definitely, well, first I'd buy a plane. Second, I'd pay somebody to teach me how to use it. Like, really learn how to use it. And then I would fly up to that cabin on a lake. Went up there several times. Stayed with a friend who owns a beautiful cabin on Lake Vermilion. Not even a cabin, actually. It's a beautiful home. And I just found the entire area so fetching. For someone, a kid who grew up in Southern California, surrounded by dry, from April to October, not a drop of rain. I just could not believe how much water there was everywhere. Water and lakes as far as the eye could see, and it was so much fun. I really enjoyed it. Just jump off the boat, get on a boat, jump off the boat, swim, and I really enjoyed it. So I think that might partially explain why, for whatever reason, I find myself continuously, for whatever reason or another, flying back to this area. I think I see our airport. It is. Now,
3 Whiskey Bravo, you are 25 miles west of Duluth.
25 miles west.
Maintain present heading and altitude. Contact Duluth Tower on 118 decimal tree.
Switch over to Duluth Tower. 18.3, dear.
Maintain present heading and altitude. Tower on 118 decimal tree Dayer 3 Whiskey Bravo.
Contact Duluth Tower.
Tower Dayer November 343 Whiskey Bravo 23 miles west inbound
All right.
ILS runway 90 approach.
Looking good. When we get to that next waypoint, hold on, stand by.
Cleared ILS, runway 90 approach. Altimeter, 29.99, wind 107 at 11.
2999er, so we'll adjust our barometer, rather, and the winds, I think, 107. What the hell? At 11 knots.
Cleared ILS runway 90 approach Dayer.
We actually are landing on the correct runway. Winds are out of the east, southeast. Descent. We're now 2 minutes, and we're descending at 1,200 feet per minute. It's 2,400 feet. 6,300 minus 2,400 brings us down to about 3,900. Looking good. Need to be at 3,300 at the waypoint beyond CFBSJ, which is Pyula, Pyula. So once we get to CFBSJ right here, I'll activate the approach on the autopilot. But so far, things look good. You can see the bearing indicators all pointing towards where we're going, so that's reassuring. Just 90 seconds now, 89 seconds from our waypoint of CFBSJ. Slow us down a little more. Go ahead and activate the landing lights. Oh, they're already on. Did I do that, or did I forget to turn them off? I forget. Turn on the inertial separator. And again, you can see our runway right there. There's Lake Superior. Yeah, I've flown into Duluth in real life a couple of times. Although I think when I did, it was from the east to the west, but in any case. Then I got in the car and rented a car and drove north for an hour and a half up to the sticks. Okay, just about at our waypoint. Knowledge master caution. Remember, we've been cleared down to 3,300 feet. Shallow out our descent rate because we know we don't have to be at 3,300 feet until we get to our next waypoint. Looking good. Lining up beautifully. Wow. Oh, you can see the shadow of our plane. Oh, that's awesome. Look at that. You see it? Oh, that's sweet. Okay. We've turned now onto our final approach. We're slowing nicely. We're going to activate the approach. But first, make sure that we're on nav 1. We have glide slope information. GS is white. Here's the green diamond moving down nicely. And that should grab it right about when it gets there. We're on the first dot right now, so
Landing.
put our landing gear down. Get our feet on the pedals. Things are looking remarkably well right now. Knock on wood, but I'm happy. By the way, look how the winds have completely changed. From the southeast now at 13 knots. And flaps 1. I'm waiting for it to grab. Come on. Turn green. Turn green. There it goes. Right on schedule. See that? Now we're green. Oh, I'm in such a better mood when this cooperates. Flaps 2 and keep an eye on that airspeed. 99, 98 knots, 97, looking good. Just passed over the outer marker indicator, which happens to be that waypoint, Ayula, if I'm not mistaken. I think I saw that on the approach plate that Ayula is also the outer marker indicator. 88 knots per, looking really good. Confirm. Gear down. A little hard to see with the sun shining on it like that, but you can always look at the lever, which is obviously not up, but is down. Beautiful. What a pretty day. Cool though. It's only 7 degrees out Celsius. I'll have to check that later, but I think that's probably in the 50s.
Dollar Tree Whiskey Bravo cleared to land runway 9er.
Hey, I just got some credit from... Hey, that's funny. I just got some credit from Flight Simulator about saying, hey, you didn't use ATC assistance. Huh. And you...
Cleared to land runway 9er.
All right.
Tree Whiskey Bravo.
85 knots. We are spot on. We are just nailing the glide slope. Yeah, I don't know if that'll show up on the replay, but I got a little badge thing that popped up. Congratulations, you 3 mile final. You successfully achieved clearance to land without using ATC assistance. Huh. Well, what do you know? But we're perfectly configured for landing. Gears down. Flaps full. I'm telling you, this ended up being smooth sailing. We're on the glide slope. The highway out there, cars. So they even have solar panels depicted. Oh, this game. All right, enough sightseeing. It's nice. I don't even have to guess as to whether we're okay on our glide slope because I have glide slope information nicely depicted. All right, we're heading into now a 7-knot headwind. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And we will disengage the autopilot. I have the airplane. Man, this ended up being just a 500 AGL. Absolutely beautiful approach. And I know from having landed at Duluth before, and you can actually see it on this, that the parking is going to be off to our right. We're not going to get blue ribbons this time, but that's no problem because I have airport diagrams available to me. Airspeed looks still excellent, 85 knots, unchanged. Pop up a little higher. I'm looking for Vossies or Poppies. I'm not seeing them, but it's no problem because I'm keeping a sharp eye out on the glide slope indicator. Everything looks great so far. taxiway immediately to our right, and then a second one a little farther up. That beeping is the inner marker indicator. Here we go. Let's see if we can butter this. What do you say? Idle. I'll take that. Okay. All right. Whew. Again, nice long runway. So no need to slam on the brakes or do reverse thrusters. Welcome.
Tree Whiskey, Bravo exit, runway with Naval.
Welcome to Duluth. We have a tower here. So this is refreshing, given what we've been dealing with in the last several flights. We'll use these yellow lines here to make a right turn, which I know to be where we need to go. Use my feet. Ugh. Sorry. Still getting used to the sensitivity on these.
Delta Tree Whiskey, Bravo, contact ground on ONE 21.9er.
Okay. Acknowledge that. Acknowledge ground handoff. Go over to Duluth ground 121.9. And we'll ask the taxi to parking. Duluth ground, Dair 3 Bravo, taxi to parking.
Duluth ground, Dair November, Tree 4 Tree Whiskey Bravo, taxi to parking.
Delta November, Tree 4 Tree Whiskey, Bravo, taxi to general aviation parking via taxiway Echo Delta.
Echo Delta? This is interesting because I'm looking at a map of the airport, and the taxiway that we are on right now is Alpha 3, and the taxiway in front of us, that is the taxiway that goes this way,
Whiskey, Bravo, acknowledge last transmission,
is Alpha, so Echo Delta.
Taxiing to general aviation parking using taxiway Echo Delta.
Well, the FBO, the fixed base of operation, is over here. You'll see it in a second. So Echo Delta. I'm literally looking at a 4-flight map of the airport right now, and I'm looking for taxiway Echo. I don't even see taxiway Echo. This might be a bit of a bug. Well, not a problem. Let's clean up the airplane real fast. Flaps up, and pulse light off, and switch to taxi light, and let's go. Okay, so anyway, welcome to Duluth, where the local time is, I think, yes, 3:36 p.m. Our original arrival time, I think, was about 3:15, but we got I'm sorry, actually, no, I apologize. It was later than that, 3:45, but we had great cooperation with the tailwind. And by the way, I love this. Can you see this real quick? Somebody else is on final to the same runway we just landed at. So that's fun. Anyway, the FBO, the fixed base of operation, is right here. This building right here, according to the 4-flight airport map. So we're on Alpha 3. That was the taxiway right off the airport, off the runway that we taxied onto, and then we are on taxiway Alpha right now, and we will now turn onto this ramp and head over to parking. This is where I've parked before when I've landed at Duluth, since it's right next to the FBO. It's kind of what you would expect. There's another TBM right there. That's sweet. Go ahead and park and whoa! Oh God, that's funny. Just got passed by a van, a minivan at that. Go ahead and turn to our left here. park. Make sure we don't hit that other TBM. All right. Wonder where Gary is. Okay. All right, parking brake. Inertial separator off. Pitot heat off. Acknowledge. Engine. Closed fuel valve. Hippie trim. Fuel selector to manual. Lights. And depressurize. All right. Well, all in all, I'll take it. Let's go outside. Yeah, I'm guessing this probably isn't a standard parking space. Oh, God, this is funny. But I'll still take it. All right, that's that. Another half hour episode of the Adventures of Day 3 Whiskey Bravo. We're in Duluth. Where to next? Time will tell. Ciao.